As an independent artist, knowing that streams really ain't shit, what is the best way to maximize on the bag now as you're building your independent brand? Because you're getting free shows, more than likely. No one's really paying you to be on a show. You paying to be on a show. Like, what's the best way? Because you're an independent artist. We all independent with our own thing. What is the best way to navigate this lane when it comes to making sure you getting yours? I know we talk Bandcamp. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing is, selling tangible things. I mean, right now, I think what it is actually selling product, merchandise, and things that you can attach to the brand of your music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Larry June. I think Larry June is like the best at, like the whole. You see his merch right there, like it's and the clothes is about the lifestyle, but then he sells other things. He got the the basketballs, bike partnerships, like things that all encompass like his lifestyle. He has like these nice quality products that sell, that I'm sure he's probably making more money off that than actually probably the music. The music is the vehicle to it though. It's the vessel. You're seeing it with Griselda too, the merch, being able to, and then also being independent artists where you can kind of have like major reach, like where you work with companies like Empire that cut big checks too. You know what I'm saying? But it's still not necessarily considered major. It's still independent because you have the freedom in terms of when you're releasing and how you're releasing your music. So that's the other thing too, is like, what we were talking about earlier, right? Like understanding your value and creating partnerships with people that will give you the bag. You know what I'm saying? That it doesn't have to be a major label, and it doesn't have to be those same systems that we're accustomed to seeing. You never know who will give you a bag, you know what I'm saying, and invest in your music. But in terms of selling your catalog, I mean, I think that's the mic is done?
Nah, you keep hitting the table.
Oh, my fault.
No, it's okay.
The selling your catalog, I think, can make sense when you think about it, depending on the output of music and when you think about time. Time is fleeting, and it could be a long game. It could be something that you leave to your kids or whatever, but who knows what your family will do with your catalog, right? True. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
And then the thing that you have to think about too is what you want to do with that money. Like if you have a plan, if you can sell your catalog for that, like something 200, 300 million like Drake or Future and all these guys did, you can invest that money into, right now. You can get that money right now and but ultimately too, think about the output that these guys put out music. So it's like, you sold your catalog up until that point. Now, like say Drake sold his 2023 or 2022. In the past two years, he's probably dropped like 5 projects already that are doing numbers that will continue. So like in another 5 years, he'll be back up in catalog in terms of music that'll be worth the same or more. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then ultimately you can get to a point where you can leverage and get all of that shit back too.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what your goal is. You know what I'm saying? And where you're at as an artist, because not every artist has a catalog that is worth that much money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that can value at that much money at a given time. So if you are an artist, especially independent artists, playing the long game, like it might make sense for you to hold on to your catalog. Don't sell it for short, because over time you can really monetize it. And depending on how are you gonna really work your catalog yourself? Do you see yourself as a person that's really gonna be doing that?
Hold on, you gotta correct the microphone plug. We might need to change it. It sounds like a short. I'll make sure you're good.
But
check.
Pretty much as a independent artist like we are, I think one of the other main things to do is focus focus on your immediate fan base, man. I think people just try to always get the new customer, the new listener, but honestly, you think about it. You lock in with the people that's been rocking with you, they're gonna do your promotional work for you. They're gonna tell the next person. I got on this night shift shirt, fucking hoodie from Larry June's new album because Marin told me about Larry June probably like 5 years ago. He just mentioned it on the podcast, and now I'm a fan. Like, I love dude's music. I cop almost every item this nigga got, bro.
Good job, player.
Just out of love. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep, good job, Trench.
focus on your core, man.
My little take, I was telling my cousin, because, you know, he's into music and he does music, but, you know, he wasn't really focused on, or it was a lot to focus on when it comes to being relevant in social media.
Yeah.
And then you want to be on all these platforms because everybody else is doing it, your competition is doing it, and you just want to be able to perform with the rest of them. You know what I mean? So, I was like, yo, like, with all that, like, yeah, I understand you want to get the subscribers, I understand you want to get the streams, but are you really trying to get to the bag first, or are you trying to get to the fame first? And he was saying, like, yo, I want to get to the bag. And so I started telling him, like, when we used to do showcases, me and Mary used to do showcases, talent showcases, hip hop showcases and such. I can say I probably seen maybe like 5% of artists at that time come with their own merchandise in the room. And I thought that was silly. Because even if you get booked for a free show, if you got merchandise, and if it's you, I would say go there, have more than one person rock the same shirt or something so they can see it sprinkled throughout the club or whatever it is. Bring some merchandise. You sell a couple of hoodies, you might leave out of there with a couple, 300, 500, 600 or something like that off of 2 songs. But I didn't really see many people take that into consideration when it came to, like, selling my merch now.
I feel like some people just, because they don't know, they don't even think about it. So sometimes they just need to be educated, like, yo, or just see somebody else doing it. And, like, yeah, they might have went to, like, concerts and shit like that, but sometimes those things just don't click for certain people. Yeah. So they need somebody like you or me or Marin who could be like, yo, why aren't you doing this? Especially you, because you do that with everybody. That's why I tell everybody, if you want to work with somebody who's going to give you, like, extra value, you got to talk to Loops.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm be like, he's gonna ask you the questions that's gonna make you really think about your brand, or even if you should be doing what you're doing in the first place.
Yeah, but ultimately, I think he answered the question in the beginning too. Like what he posed to his cousin was, you want the fame or you want the bag? Yeah. And most people want the fame. They want the, what they think comes with the fame. You know what I'm saying? That people assume you get the fame and then all the other things are gonna come with that versus actually building your own foundation, your own platform. Yeah. People are like still seeking to be discovered and put on a platform versus creating their own. And yeah, that's just a different mindset. It's a completely different mindset. You do have to change your mindset, but it's hard to to get people to see the other side of that, man, because they're just looking at what they see out there, looking at the YouTubes or looking at, they just want to get put on, somebody's going to put them on. Or so. And
on top of that, this conversation is not just solely for us as producers or even artists. This works if you're a streamer, if you're somebody building a clothing brand. It's all the same thing. Yeah. It really is. So